take commitment, and it's learning how to major in the little extra and minor in just the ordinary. Right? Now that's a t-shirt or a bracelet. Justin can sell on the website or whatever, but I'm being serious. The difference between being extraordinary and ordinary is doing the little things that most people won't do. Right? So when Justin's telling us to do certain little things, it may seem monotonous, it may seem mundane, but extraordinary is birth in the mundane, the daily mundane that we have to do. Right? Because you build that memory, you build that muscle. And when you do the little things that no one else is willing to do, it builds your confidence. Right? Because I begin to master that, and then I move on to the next thing. And I do a leadership group on Monday nights with some men in my church and some young men, and we're just pouring into their lives. And a lot of them want to be successful. A lot of them want to be great in their particular ministries and their particular calling. But the reality is most people won't do the little extra. Now here's the thing. Sorry. I was going to spell it in a more slang way. But the reality is some people major in being extra but never major in doing the extra little things necessary. And it's the extraness, all kidding aside, because we all know people that are extra, but it's your extraness that's really keeping you from success. And instead, you need to learn how to major in the little extra things to become successful. Does that make sense? When I was a kid, we used to cherry bomb into the pool. Does everybody know what a cherry bomb is? You know, you kind of...
Jackknife.
Right, that's a jackknife, but a cherry bomb is where you try to make the biggest splash. A lot of times, we think that's how success needs to be, because that's the culture we live in with the filters and on social media. And we don't realize a lot of those people are 13-year overnight success stories. They did the little things necessary to have success, right? So a lot of times we want to go cherry bomb into a niche or into a culture or wherever we're called to do, and we don't realize it's not so much making the big splash as it is doing the extra little things every day to break out of ordinary and become extraordinary. And a lot of times, if you study any successful athletes, and I was talking about LeBron James last night, whether you love him or hate him, okay, he's a freakish athlete, the best athlete NBA in the world, okay? But 2 years ago, he changed his diet. Do y'all remember that? For those that are more basketball people than I am, he went to a plant-based diet because he wanted to be leaner. He wanted to be quicker. He realized that even at his age, that he had to watch what he ate and change things up. Now, a guy who's won 3 championships, why would he do that? Because he was willing to, even at his level, to do the little extra things to win. Right. At time 3, yeah, I was getting to it. Now, but he did the little extra things necessary to win the 4th one. LeBron James, he could have been like, I'm the greatest athlete in the world in the NBA, I'm mega famous, and I'm successful, but he was still willing to do the little things necessary to be even greater. Sometimes we think it's doing all of this stuff, but the reality is it's doing the little things that most people won't do because they say they want success, but they really don't want to be successful. Mine is staying later, right? Coming in earlier. Right? Learning how to be punctual, learning how all these different things are little things that add up to success. Right? We're fortunate to have the guru here in our office. So if you go, I haven't written 15 apps in one day, that's okay. You're around someone who's written 100 apps in a week. Does that make sense? Don't be scared to piggyback off of someone else as you build the momentum and get your success story. But here's the other thing. Don't discount your success story. Maybe you don't have 100 apps in a week, but maybe you wrote 5 apps this week, and that's a small win. That's something a little extra that you've done to get there. And so don't discount your success story, all right? And use that, but until you get one, then piggyback off someone else. So I'm going to turn it back over to Justin.
Yeah, when I started, I was writing 3-4 apps a week because I was going out knocking on doors, and I knew I wanted to do more than that. But that alone is actually profitable. It's a whole different ballgame when you're trying to build a big business, but then y'all don't see like all the money that's being spent on making this whole thing operate too. So there's a lot of different variables, to all of it. So your small success stories they're small to who? Just because they're small to me doesn't really mean they're small. I love having an agent in my downline like, I wrote 5 apps this week. I'm like, that's awesome. You're making money, I'm making money, everything's great. What I don't like is 0. But More than zero, or more than that, I don't like 0 attempts or a low attempt number, low amounts of contact, because I think that the contacts are much more important than the number of apps you wrote, because it's a snowball effect. He actually said in that line this morning, and I know I've heard this before, but he said, I'm going to read it because I know it's, if I don't, I'll butcher it. It was about momentum.
This guarantees success.
If you wear those sunglasses, a body in motion stays in motion. A body at rest stays at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. That's Newton's law of motion. And so if you don't have anything going and you're not going, what these meetings are about really, or any kind of meeting or individual training, is about getting you in motion. But once you're in motion, you can roll more and more, and you can have that snowball effect and get bigger and bigger. But you have to get in motion. You have to get, something. You got to have the rubber meeting the road somewhere, and then it just, gets bigger and bigger and bigger over time.